friends. I read 10 books in January. I had lots of time to read because this winter storm, so I found some gems and I had to share them with you guys, so let's get into it. Books I read was Tell Me Softly and Tell Me in Secret by Mercedes Ron, and this is a series, so these are the first 2 books. I'm telling you guys, these books had me sat. I was obsessed with these. This is a childhood friend's love triangle situation, which guys, I usually don't like love triangles at all, but I'm telling you guys, I was obsessed with this story. This follows a girl, Camila, who is best friends with the DiBianco brothers. They are best friends growing up, and then some major event happens and they no longer talk, no longer friends, and then fast forward years later, they come together again. I read these so quick and I cannot wait to read the 3rd one. These are just like really entertaining, fun, easy romance books that just have such a solid plot. I cannot wait to read the 3rd one, and I couldn't recommend these more. This book is Small Boat by Vincent Delacroix, and this book was mind-blowing for so many different reasons. This book is inspired by a true story that happened in 2021. It followed a boat carrying migrants from France to the UK. All of a sudden, the boat starts sinking, so the migrants on board obviously call for help. The French authorities wrongly tell the migrants on the boat that they are in English waters, so they need to call the English to get help. Hours and hours later, after the rescue vessels arrive, 27 people are dead, and this follows the French Navy officer's perspective of denying the migrants help and her trying to justify it. It was an incredibly sad story to read. It explores the question of to what extent are we all complicit. This is a must read, especially in today's times. It very much shows the effects of what happens when individuals become complacent and how that can have such a widespread effect on others' lives. I think that this book would inspire people to do better, and that is why it is so incredibly important to read. Next is Hell, Dream, and Nothing in Between by BP, and I absolutely adored this book. This book follows Nathan, who is a recovering alcoholic, and he meets Luna, who is this extreme wild child who sparks this life in Nathan. As these two get to know each other and form this really beautiful relationship, you get to see 2 people that are completely different come together and make each other's lives so bright. This is a story of 2 people doing their best to support each other through mental illness and addiction. 2 very complex people falling in love and also challenging each other. This is very much opposites attract. I was so invested in these 2, and it was such a beautiful connection these 2 had, and I was rooting for them. I felt such a range of emotions reading this, and I just loved this story. Okay, next book is The Gossip Columnist by Martin Burke, and I absolutely love this book. This book is sponsored, so I'm so excited to tell you guys about this. This book follows Bella, who is a gossip columnist in Berlin in the late 1920s and 30s. Bella uses coded reporting to resist propaganda in Nazi-era Germany. While she is doing this, she is also trying to protect a very dangerous family secret. She meets Paul, who is an editor who she ends up falling in love with. It was so unbelievable to read because all of the main characters and events in this are based off real people. It's such an enamoring story, and I feel like it is so relevant today. It is a story of government propaganda, media control, censorship, all things that are very much happening in real time. This book is definitely a must read. The next book I read was Eros by Don Miguel Ruiz and Barbara Embrees. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote The 4 Agreements, which is a book that I recommend all the time because it is incredible. I was so excited to read another one of his books because it had been a while. This book explores the question of what love actually is and if it looks different from what we have all been taught and what we believe. I love the message of this book because it was really all about uncovering unconditional love for yourself as well as others. I think this book is for those who really enjoy being introspective about different topics. If you really want to get into like the nitty-gritty, real and raw parts of exploring the question of what love really is, then you would love this. At times it was a bit repetitive, but I would still recommend it because I feel like there are so many important lessons in here. The next book I read is Top 10 Paris, and this is a travel book, but a book is a book. I'm going to Paris in a couple days. Paris is one of my favorite cities ever. It's not my first time there, but I did want to get a really good travel book. So I found this one, read it, tabbed all of the different things I want to go see. It gives top 10 for like every category. So food, museums, art, walks, like everything. If you're looking for an incredible travel book for Paris, this is it. Okay, next book I read is How Democracies Die by Stephen Levitsky and Danielle Ziblatt, and this book blew my mind. You want to talk about a book that once you finish reading, you feel like you accomplished something and learned so much and are smarter? this is the book. This book explores the question of, is democracy in danger under Trump's administration? Harvard professors have spent over 20 years studying the breakdown of democracy in Latin America and Europe, and these professors believe the answer is yes based off their research and findings. These findings were so carefully researched, and I just want every single person to read this. Please, this is a must read for every single person, no matter what political party you are. Please read this. Okay, next book I read is Fragile Sanctuary by Catherine Cowles. This is a romance series. This is the first book, but I believe that there's 4. This is a brother's best friend romance, and it also has the sunshine and grumpy trope. She's like this ball of energy, the sunshine, and he is just like a grumpy pants. One thing about this book is it was entertaining. I loved the way that she set this story up and how intriguing the story was. Aside from the romance, yes, this is a romance book, but it is so much more than that. There was like mystery in it, really strong found family themes, and I honestly enjoyed it more than the romance itself. Will I read the second one? To be decided. I'm not sure yet, but I will let you guys know if I do. Last book was Democracy in Retrograde by Sammy Sage and Emily Amick, and this was another showstopper. Loved this. This is the perfect combination of a political manifesto and a self-help book. Perfect for those who want to learn more about how to save democracy and how to get involved but aren't quite sure which steps to take. I loved how these authors reframed civic engagement as a form of self-help. This book is so cool because it is so interactive. It has so many quizzes and questions, exercises for you to find your place in the country and in your community. Such digestible information that is super prevalent today, and I think every single person should read this. Friends, those are all of the books I read in January. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys enjoyed these books. I hope you guys had a safe and happy January, and I will see you guys in the next video.